Hello, students, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, my question is just I would like to know in the last class, we have discussed about the different types of functions. Okay. So, what are the different types of functions? Can anybody tell me what are the different types of functions we have discussed in the last class? Can you remember? We have discussed about some functions, right? So, what are the different types of functions? What are the different types of functions? Anyone? Just you can guess. Okay, you can guess. It's not that you have to tell me correctly or you will be able to tell all the functions, but at least one name, whatever you remember. Can you tell me? ये कविता ये कविता ये कविता Please unmute yourself and give me some answer. ये कविता Are you there here? You are there, right? I am able to see your name in the screen here. Kavita. So at least you tell me whether you remember or you don't remember or you don't understand and what is the answer from your side. Ye Kavita, what are the different types of functions we have discussed in the last two classes, not even one class, two, three classes we have been discussing about functions, right? So what are the different types of functions? No answer. Okay. Next, Vasavi. Ye Vasavi.
Yes, sir.
Now, please tell me what are the different types of functions that we have discussed that are present in Matlab? Do you remember the name of any one of the functions we have discussed?
Input and output functions.
Yeah, input and output functions, but Anand, is it Anand who has prompted?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, input functions. Square bracket like this, and then this will be the output argument. Okay, so here this is the name of the function that you are going to write, and this is called the input argument. Okay, and here you are going to use the keyword function, and then you are going to write your function here in the next line. Okay, you can continue in any number of lines. So now the function classification is based on whether you have input argument, whether you have output argument, whether you have both, other whether you don't have any. So based on that, we can classify the functions as function having input argument only but no output argument, that is one. Then function having only input argument but no output argument, that is another. Then functions having both input and output argument. So this is that type. Okay, here the function whatever I'm showing is having both input as well as output argument, right? So this is one type. And then finally functions which don't have both input as well as output argument. So these are the four classes of functions. So what is that is correct, Anand? Thank you. So that is one classification. Any other classification do you remember? Vasavi, you are not told?
Nested function, sir.
Yes, yes, very important. Nested function. Nested function means what? Suppose you have a function. If you write a function within a function, that is called a nested function. Okay. So we have seen some example. If you go back and just show you some example. So in the nested function, here you are writing the function. Okay, you're going to write your function, and then inside that function you have some other function. Okay, this is all the function, primary function f1. Now inside f1 you are also writing f2. So this is part of the function f1. So these lines are related to function f2, which is nested. Nest means it is present within the function f1. So after writing f2, again you are continuing f1 and you are ending f1 here. So this f2 is called the nested function. It is nested within f1. This f2 is the nested function which is nested within the f1 function. So this is one type. Okay, good. Thank you for your answer. Next, anyone else would like to guess any other type of function that we have discussed? Yoshita? Yoshita?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So please tell me any other name you remember, the functions.
Local function, sir.
Local, not function, local is a variable. Okay, local is a variable. So which particular, what is the function of a local variable? Local variable and type. For example, here in this function, I have defined this variable, right? Timres. So timres is equal to 4 into exponential of minus 2t. So this is what we given, right? So now here this timres is a local variable because it is present within the function only. So that means whenever you are
A
executing the
function.
function, it is not a function, it is a variable. Okay, local
Okay.
variable. So here, if I say func, I'm going to execute it, right? So I'm going to use it, so func, and then some time, and then run it. You are getting some answer here, right? So this function we are executing. But here, if I type timres, it is saying unrecognized function. Okay, it is saying unrecognized function. That means what? Here it is there, but why we are not able to get in command window? Because this variable timres is a local variable. Local doesn't execute it. Other are you understanding,
Yes,
Yoshita?
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
it is called a local variable. It is called a local variable. But at least you have attempted. Thank you for that. That is fine. Next, Pawan Kumar B. Pawan Kumar B. Boy Pawan Kumar. Pawan Kumar. Please unmute yourself. B. Pawan Kumar. No answer. Okay. You may be too shy to answer, but that doesn't matter. If you know the answer, you can. If you are not able to answer, at least you can type your answer in the chat box. Okay, that is also one option I'm giving you. If you know the answer to any question, what I'm asking, definitely you can type in the chat box. Right. So please type in the chat box if you know the answer. Anybody, not only him, anybody else also. Okay, so next, Pavan Kumar has not responded. So anybody else would like to give answer to that question? Any other type of function? Chakradhar B. Chakradhar B. Please unmute yourself and just try to attempt the question. What are the different types of functions in Matlab? Somebody has told nested function, fine. Apart from that, there are three more functions which we have discussed. What are the three functions that we have discussed? That is what I'm asking. Chakradhar, are you knowing that? If you know the answer or if you don't know also, no problem, you can just attempt it. Try to recollect what you have heard in the last class. Try to attempt it. That is always better. That will give you some practice. If you try to recall, that is also practice. So Chakradhar, you are not able to answer, no problem. So next class you can try to hear carefully this time. I will ask you again next time. Okay? No worry. Next, B Raghu. B Raghu. Raghu, please answer the question. Is there any other function apart from nested function? What are the other types of functions that we have discussed? What happened? You're not answering? I think people are not listening carefully, or maybe I'm not able to explain properly. I don't know. Please give me some feedback so that no, accordingly we can do our like teaching. If you feel that we are going fast, we'll go a little slow. Okay, inline function is one answer that has been given. Very good, excellent. So inline function, yeah, check. Thank you. So inline function is a some expression. Let us say 2 into x square plus 3 into x plus 6. Okay, so this is the expression. It is a variable in x, right? So you can mention that it's a variable of x. So I have saved it in E. Now this is like an inline function which you are storing in a variable E. So now once that is stored, now we'll just say E of 45. E of 45. So how much it will be? 2 into 45 square plus 3 into 45 plus 6. So that is what E of 45 will be. Okay, so this is how we can evaluate a function simply by writing the function in only one single line, that too at the command window. See how simple it is. So this is the beauty of this. Are you able to see? We are writing a function of this particular expression, which is a mathematical expression. So then goes on again, we need not write a function in the function file. You can simply write a function as a simple expression at the command window in one single sentence. So how simple it is. So this is the advantage of this inline command. Okay, so this type of a function which can be defined at the command window is called, in one single line, is called a inline function. This is, we are using inline command. So this type of function is called inline function. Thank you for your answer, Chakradhar. Very good. So Dilip has given another answer, anonymous function. Very good. So we are about to discuss that only today, anonymous function. So we will see how it behaves and all. Yeah, that is one of the functions, anonymous function. There is one more function. I am looking for answer for that. You have discussed about nested function. You discussed about inline function. Two more function names I am expecting. Can anybody write the name of that functions? Two more we have discussed in the chat box. You can use your chat box. It is good. Any other name of any particular function? What is that? Okay, so I will, yeah, private function, exactly. Thank you. I think it is a sub function. Yes, these are the two function names I am looking for. Monica and Hemant and one more, Kanaka Mahalakshmi, I think. So thank you for your answers. There is no outline function. It is inline function, Bhaskar. Inline function is there, sub function is there, and private function is there. So totally we have how many? Four. First is nested function, which you have discussed, somebody has told. Next is inline function, which you have discussed, that is fine. Then discuss private function. What is inside the function? and it won't be available in anywhere outside the function, including in the workspace or command window. We cannot see that function which you are used in a, we cannot see the variable that we have used in a function. For example, time rest is a variable which you have used in a function, we cannot find in the workspace. Okay, so these kind of variables, these are called local variables. These are local to that particular function workspace only. Function workspace means the memory that is created exclusively to store the variables that are used while executing the function only. So that is called function workspace. So these variables are available only in the function workspace, and that too when the function is executed. Once the function is executed, they won't be even in the function workspace. Is it clear? So that is called a local variable. The stem rest is a local variable. Okay. So now the two more names that have come about in the discussion are Monica has given subfunction. So what is a subfunction? Subfunction and enti? Subfunction is nothing but it is not like a nested function where you are trying to call it within the function, but you can have subfunction uh, in the main function itself, or you can write the subfunction outside the main function also. Okay, for example, here we have discussed about this result. If you remember, the result is main function or primary function in which there are two subfunctions, psent and divs. Okay, so we have used these two subfunctions in the main function. We can as well save them outside and call them here. ఇక్కడ మనం ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ ఇక్కడ రాసేసాం psent divs కూడా, if you remember. But what I am saying is these functions need not be written only in this particular function. You can write them as separate functions here in the same directory. Okay, so they are called subfunctions. Now one more function we have discussed is about private functions. What is private function? Private function is, can anybody tell me what is private function? Private function is that function which is accessible only to a function within the main or parent folder. Okay, for example, in this bin we have created a folder called private. In this private we have defined a particular let us say function total. Okay, so we are now going to use the total in the main folder. So this is called private is one subfolder within the main folder or the parent folder, that is bin. So in bin we have written certain function where we can use that particular total which is stored in the private folder. Okay, so I think we have used it to calculate percentage, if you remember. Yeah, so if you percentage, using that here of marks, total అనేది MATLAB లో కమాండ్ అని లేదు, ఇది మనం రాసిన ఫంక్షన్. ఓకే, whereas length is a keyword, it is there already in MATLAB. So here n is equal to length of marks. This will calculate the number of elements in this, that means number of subjects which are stored in this marks vector, and that will be stored in n. So using the MATLAB keyword length, but here p is equal to total of marks by n. So percentage calculation అనేది మనం ఒక keyword MATLAB వాడలేదు. We have used the function, a private function which was stored in a separate private folder. Okay, so it is called a private function. It is accessible only to any function like this, like this, like this. All these are present in the parent folder bin. Suppose if any other function is present which is trying to use that total in any other directory, like for example g. So in g, if you try to access the total, a percent అనే ఫంక్షన్ ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ జీలో పెట్టి మనం కానీ రన్ చేస్తే అది ఫెయిల్ అవుతుంది. Okay, because now it is stored in a folder other than the parent folder. For example, here if I save this percent in a G drive instead of bin, okay, so we cannot directly save it, so we will go there, G drive, bin, in bin it is there in private, right? So let it be there. So now in G bin we have the percent, right? So we'll take that percent. Yeah. So I'm going to move this percent which has used the file which is present in private. I'm going to move that percent function to G drive like this. Okay, so I have used it. So now I have shifted to G drive. Now I will try to run that same function. Instead of from bin, I will go to G. So instead of bin, I am going to G. In the G, I am going to see where is that percent. It is here. So let me open it. So I have opened this function. Here you can see I am using this function total, which is not present in any folder which is there here. Okay, in G lo, bin lo, private lo undi, but it is not directly a parent folder. Now that private folder is not having G as a parent folder. So now that the total is a private function because we have declared it to be a private function. We have stored it in a separate private folder which was present in bin. Now we have gone on one level top of that bin. So now we are in G drive. Now if you try to run this function, so I will run it. Only P, no D. So you can see that there is some error in trying to call total because total is a private function. You cannot access it from anywhere else. You have to be in the parent folder, then only you can access the total function. So that is why if you go to bin, now that function will execute because ఇక్కడ పర్సెంట్ అనేది మనం ఇందులోంచి తీసేసి మనం బిన్ లో మళ్ళీ పెట్టేద్దాం. In bin now private function, so it is able to access it. So this is called private function. So in that way, totally we have covered four functions: sub function, private function, inline function, and one more. What is that? Nested function. So these are the four classifications of the functions. Now somebody told anonymous function. So okay, at least you joined. That's good, Monica. Due to network problem, you have rejoined. It's fine. Next, anonymous function. So we have been discussing about one more type of function, which is called anonymous function. What is anonymous function? We will see now. First, to understand it, we have to know what is a function handle. What is the function handle? Function handle is the at the rate operator or string to function we can use to create a function handle to a function. For example, we are using again the same function timeless. So we want it is desired to create a function f of t is equal to 4 into e power minus 2. It is not 4e minus 2t. It has printed wrongly. It is actually 4 into e power minus 2t. We for that function we need to create a handle and then we need to calculate the value of the function for the t in the range of 0 to 5. Okay. So what we will do? First we will write this function in a function file and then we use this particular syntax to create a function handle. Handle is equal to at the rate. So at the rate is the operator for creating a function handle. At the rate func. Okay. So there is some disturbance here. I think there is some disturbance from someone. Okay, so anyway, so that is what we have to do. So now let us try to do that here. So for example, let us take some function. So the same function timbress will use. I think we already saved it with some name. What is the name of that we have saved? We have given it some name. I think it is func. Okay. So func. Yeah, here it is. So if I open that file, so this is what the function. Okay. Now I want to create a function handle to that. So what do? I go to the command window. I will create a handle s is equal to @func. Okay, x is equal to @func. So this creates a function handle to this particular func function. So now s is the function handle to that particular func function. Now using this s function handle, I can simply calculate anything related to that function, like handle 0:5. So I simply write s of 0:5. So this is equal to 1, the value of this. That means 4 into e power minus 2 into 1. It has calculated as 4. Okay. Then this is second value where t is equal to 2. When t is equal to 2, now the function calculation is 4 into e power minus 2 into 2. So that is what is this. Then this is 4 e power minus 2 into 3. 4 e power minus 2 into 4. 4 e power minus 25. 4 e power minus 2 into 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has calculated the values of the function, but we have taken from 0 to 5. So that is why 6 values are coming. So if you take only values from 1 to 5, then you will get on the 5 values. Okay. So that's what it is. Okay. Now? So this is the thing. So this is what the result which you have been displayed when you have used the handle to a function. Now we will see what is anonymous function. Function handle created using can also be used to create a functions called anonymous functions. The syntax of general statement for creation of anonymous functions is as given below. So function name, list of variables in the function expression. అంటే మనం ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేసాం ఇక్కడ యాక్చువల్గా ఈ ఫంక్షన్లో రాసి ఇక్కడ మనం హ్యాండిల్ వాడి కాల్ చేసాం బట్ అనానమస్ ఫంక్షన్ the function itself can be written here in the directly the line itself. For example, s is equal to the variables in the function. So function variables ఏంటి t కదా. So t close the bracket and the function expression. What is the function expression? 4 into exp bracket minus 2 into t. Okay, so this is the expression. So this is how this is the anonymous function. Now s is the anonymous function where we are writing a function. I think we need not write the name of the function now because we are not going to use it. I think it is simply like this. I think there are some extra characters. Let's see. I think no need to put a bracket also here. Yeah, there is no need to put a bracket here. Simply t. So you simply have to write t. T put in brackets and then the expression you need not write. Yeah. So put a bracket here t and then you simply write the expression like this. So now this s is anonymous function. So మనకి function definition function handle use use that, we can use that. Okay, so I want to calculate the values of the function for a particular values of x. So how will I do that? Suppose s 1 to 5. So just calculate it. So this is how we can use the anonymous function. Everything is done in one single line. Suppose if the function is having two variables, we will try that. So if it is having two variables, how to write? W is equal to at the rate, let's say it is having two variables x and y, and then write the function x square or yeah, x square plus y square plus 2 into x into y. Okay, so here you have two variables x and y, so I am writing here at the rate x comma y. So we have created a function handle w. Now we can use the w to calculate the value of the function where x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. So x is 2, y is 3 means what? X square means 4, y square is 9, 4 plus 9 16, 2 into x into y. That means 2 into 2 into 3, that is 12, 16 plus, sorry, what is the value? 2 into x into y. So what is x? 2, y is 3, 2 into 3 into 2. So this is how much? 12. Y square is 9, 21, and then x square is 4, 25. Yeah. So this is what you are getting here. So in that way, we can simply declare any single expression, a mathematical expression containing number of variables in one single line as a anonymous function. This is called anonymous function. So here we are using a at the rate symbol to declare this anonymous function. Okay. So this is about anonymous function using at the rate symbol. Now we can also use another way to declare a anonymous function, that is string to func. So here function handle can also be created and used by typing the following line in the command window. So previously how you have created a function handle, here you have written at the rate. Okay. So instead of writing at the rate func, now we can simply write string to func. So this is another way to write the or to create a handle. For example, d is equal to string to func. String to func. In bracket, you have to write the name of the function total. So I'm going to write the total function here only. T function P is equal to ODL total. Function P total marks. ODL is in terms of marks. The vector contains all the elements which are nothing but individual subject marks. So when you say sum, this is a keyword in Matlab which will add all the elements in this vector's marks. That means all the subject marks are added up, and now that is assigned to a variable called total. So this is what we are going to do. So this is a simple function which you are writing here, and let me save it as total. Now I have called that, and I have taken a handle for that. Okay, I created a handle for the total here using this function string to func total. So now I can simply say d of 3. So d of 3 is 3. But here, yeah, so here the thing is we are going to use this with a function which is defined in a single sentence like this. Okay, so if we are going to create the anonymous functions, we have to write the function expression there only. So here I have used the total as a function. Now I want to use it as an anonymous function. Anonymous means without a name. Okay, so here already I have put a name, so I cannot use this name here. So it is doing something else. So how do we do that? So we go to anonymous. This is fine. Yeah, this one. So what exactly it has calculated? We have asked D of 3. Okay. D of 3 is what? What is D of 3? D of 3 means what will happen actually? That's what my question here. We are passing the value of 3 to D, where D is a function handle with the value total. Total is containing this function which is returning this T. So if we pass 3 here, obviously the sum of 3 is simply 3. So maybe we have to give D of 10, 20, 30. Yeah. So now it's working. So we have passed 3 elements because we need 3 subject marks to be as input, right? So if I simply give 3, 3 is sum of 3 only. So 3 was coming as output. Now into D we need to pass the 3 elements which are subject of each individual marks. So when you pass that, then you are getting the total of that. Okay. So that is what we need to do. 10, 30. So we didn't put bracket. And it is calculating the sum where the argument is given here directly by the user, and that is entering and it is being done. So here to execute we are not using the function name. Please remember previously what you did. If you did like this, if you remember, I'll just type the function name and here I said 20 40. So this is how I calculated the total, right? That means the function name I have used and I have passed some argument, it has evaluated it and given the output. So instead of giving the function name, now I can as well use this handle name. So that is what a handle to a function. A function name directly givukunda, you are giving some other name and still it is calculating. So that is what is called the function handle. So this D is the handle to a function total. Okay. So we have created an anonymous function. What is the meaning of anonymous? Can anybody tell me what is anonymous? Anonymous ante enti?
Unknown
Sagar?
function.
Unknown, yeah. So here we don't know what is the function. Okay. To the user, to somebody who is using your function, he doesn't know the name of the function. He doesn't know that your function is total. He is simply seeing D. Okay. So that is the advantage. You can hide your function name. You can hide your function name and just you can put a handle to your function. And in that way, you are preventing the user to know what is the name of your function. So it is like an anonymous function to him. Understood? Instead of saying total, here we are simply using another name by using the handle. In that way, we are making your function anonymous. Is it clear? So this is the anonymous function. So yeah. How does Matlab know what it is? It may be a nested function, it may be a sub function, it may be a private function. Okay, so Matlab has a particular search order in which it looks for that particular name. What is that order? First, it will look for a nested function inside the current function. సో ఆ టోటల్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ మెయిన్ ఫంక్షన్ లో ఒక పర్టికులర్ ఫంక్షనా కాదా అని చూస్తారు. నో, దెన్ ఇట్ గోస్ ఫర్ వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ఏ సబ్ ఫంక్షన్ బై ద నేమ్ టోటల్. సబ్ ఫంక్షన్ లో కూడా అది లేకపోతే దెన్ ఇట్ లుక్స్ ఫర్ వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రైవేట్ ఫంక్షన్ బై ద నేమ్ total. Then also if you don't find the total, then it look for a file with a function name in the current directory. So first we type total, sorry, here if I type total and I want to execute that, so what Matlab will do, whether it is having any nested function, present function ఇది కదా, సో ఇది మనం ఒక పెద్ద ఫంక్షన్ రాసి అందులో టోటల్ అనేది ఒక అందులో నెస్టెడ్ ఫంక్షన్ కాదా అని చూస్తుంది. After that it will look whether it is a sub function, either it is a nested function or a sub function or it is a private function. If it is not any of these three, then it will look for a file within with the function name in the current directory. So the current directory is bin, so whether there is any name total by this name అనేది వెతుకుతుంది MATLAB. So for example, if there is some name with the name total here in the current directory, then it will execute that particular total function. Okay, then even if అక్కడ కూడా టోటల్ అనే నేమ్ లేదనుకోండి, then MATLAB will look for a file with the function name in any directory in its search path. So already మనం search paths define చేసాం. If you remember, there are some MATLAB search paths. Okay, so we have searched and kept all these paths. We have stored these alternate so many paths. Okay, so what MATLAB will do, if the total is not found here in the current folder, it will look for that particular total in all these paths one by one, one by one, one by one. If it doesn't find total in any of these paths, then what it will do? Then if all this has failed, then MATLAB issues an error message, function not found. Okay, function not found. So that is the order in which MATLAB searches for your particular function. First it looks for whether it's a nested function or not in the main present function. Next it looks for whether it is a sub function. Next it looks whether it is a private function. Next it looks for whether that function is there in the present folder. Next it looks for whether the function is there in any folder in the search path. If it doesn't have, if it is not there, then it will go and display a message the total is not found, function is not found. So that is how MATLAB will execute. So you understand the preferences of execution of all these. First is nested function, then sub function, then private function, then any function in the present folder or any other folder in the search path of MATLAB. Okay, these are the search MATLAB. Some common MATLAB functions are eval, feval, fplot, zplot. See, for example, if I want to obtain the value of this function for x is equal to 2, so I will use this feval. How will I use? Like this. First I will define this function f of x like this. So fx is equal to x square x cube plus 2 into x square plus 3 into x plus 6. Okay, so I have stored it in some variable, let us say any variable. Okay, so it doesn't know what is x, so we need to define x. So actually there is a command in MATLAB called sim. Sim will declare x to a symbolic variable which can be used in any mathematical expression. So it depends on different versions. We will discuss this in the fourth and fifth unit, symbolic variable. So now we can use x in any expression. So I have used x, although I have declared, still there is some error that is coming. Wait. Okay, anyway, so what we do is we'll represent it as a string. I think that is better. So x square plus 3 into x plus 2. Okay, so now it is stored as a string. Now what I will do, I want to evaluate the value of s at a particular value of x. So how to do that? Now I'm going to use that function eval, f eval, yes, comma 2. There is some error here. Just 1 minute. F of bracket x. Once again. Let me write the expression in separate function by just a minute. Fx is equal to x square x 2. From here, we save it. Some name fx. Now we have eval fx comma 2. Using fx as name as both the name of variable name of script is also okay. So this is already a script which is having the same name. So we will say it as some other name. Just a minute. Maybe this should say. So this is the simple way. If you want to learn any Matlab, it's very easy. Just go to MathWorks. MathWorks is the site for like learning Matlab by yourself. It's very easy. Just you can go to Matlab and maybe you can register in that particular website, MathWorks, and then you can try to just log in and see different examples. So here they have given an example. I'm trying to see and execute that. So what the example they are given is simply round the value of pi to the nearest integer using name of the function. So here fun is equal to round x1 is equal to pi, y is equal to f eval fun comma x1. So y is equal to 3 because you know that x1 is equal to pi. So what is x1? 3.142, right? So here we have defined a function round. Fun is equal to round. Okay, just given a name, and now we are evaluating the function with respect to this particular pi. So round the value of pi to the nearest decimal point. So that is what it is doing. 1 minute. Okay. So we'll see whether it runs. Let us try to run and see. Yeah. So this is what it has done. Round is already defined in Matlab, I think. So round is to pi. So anyway, this is a little advanced topic, but right now we can just understand that there is another option called functions, where you are passing the argument of a function as a function itself. Okay, so that is an extension of functions, so that will not go too much into that. Just wanted to tell you that there are some more things that you can do with functions. You can pass a function itself as argument to a function, and then you can try to do that. Anyway, so that is about functions. So now we will discuss about structures and cell arrays. So these are the two data types. If you remember, when we discussed about Matlab data types, we said that there are two data types like structures and cell arrays. So we'll discuss in detail about that. So structures are just similar to cells, except that cells can be represented symbolically by a meaningful name instead of an index. Okay, so here you can see that previously in Matlab we have used the cell command. Cell means what? If you are having, let us say, E is equal to 1, 2, 3, F is equal to a string, and G is equal to a matrix, and H is equal to some other thing, maybe a vector. We will give it as a matrix. So this is a matrix. So E, F, G, H are all different data types. Okay. So if you see, E is simply a numeric variable, F is a string, and G is a vector, and H is a matrix. So if I want to store all the four in one object, then I'm using a cell. Okay. Cell is the command to use to create a array. It is called cell array, where you are going to place all these into one single object. So we can use a command called cell array. So cell array is what we are going to see. Just let me tell you before going to structure. Okay. So I'm just going to create a cell array. Q is equal to cell of what are the variables? E, F, G, H, right? E, F, G, H. All inputs must be scalar. So just a minute. So E cell of anyway. So actually previously we have done this. There is some error. But anyway, first we will see about structure. Structure is also similar to cell. Both will hold different data types, and they will create one single object. Okay, here structures. The structure is a data type which will hold objects of different data types. So here, let us say there is a name John Smith. Okay, and there is a number. data in one particular object, one particular data type. So that is called a structure. So here the structure is student. So we are going to create a structure of type student where individual details, these are called fields. These are called fields. So this is the field 2 of the structure student. This is the field 1 of the structure student. Email is the field 3 of the structure student. Tests is the field 4 of the structure student. So field 1 will have its value here. So we are assigning a particular field value to a particular field of a particular structure. Okay, so starting from first field, first structure, first that means student structure lo name అనే first field ki value present చేసాం John Smith. అలాగే in student structure SSN is the second field for which you have assigned a value using this statement. Then in the student structure email is the third field for which we have assigned this value using is equal to, and then student structure's fourth field tests. Here we have given where these values have been assigned to this particular field. So these are called fields and these are called field values, and these fields, all these four fields are stored in a structure called student. So that is how we are going to store the data of different types. So these are different data type. This is a first field of different data type, second field is of different data type, third field is again string, fourth field is a like a integer. So this is all also a we can say a numeric number, but hyphen is there, is a special character. So this is not a numeric number, this is also a string, and the first one is also a string, third is also a string, but all are of different types. So how to store data of different types in one variable? So there we are using the structure. So let us try to execute these structures one by one. So if we put this, or we will create our own structure, let us say some name. So I want to create a structure, let us say for a student in civil. So civil dot name is equal to some name. Okay, so I have created a structure with a field name Anand. Now civil dot marks is equal to, I will put good marks. Taking three subjects for so 5 subjects, 6 subjects. So civil dot marks. Then civil dot what else? Name, roll number. Roll number also you can do. Roll number is equal to, what are the roll numbers? 1833180. Right? Some number. There is some number. What is your number, Anand? Okay, I am just giving a random number. So this is how I am assigning a field and its value. So I have created a structure called Anand with his marks and roll number, for example. So now this is for one student. Now if I want to create a structure for different students, so then there is an array of structures. Okay, so I write civil of one dot name is equal to Anand. Giving some other name. Okay. Like that. Okay, so this I can give some other name. 2 dot marks is equal to civil two dot roll number is equal to number. So in that way, now I have created two student records. Okay. Okay. So I'm giving you an exercise for you. So you can use some loop, for loop, like that to create the entire structure where you can enter the data of all the students in the civil for Matlab. Okay. So that is one example where you can try to create a structure where you can enter the data of all the students. You can create some relevant fields, and I want to enter the data. I want you to write a program which can ask the user to enter the data of all the students. Okay, and then display them. So this is a small program in structures. You can try again. We can discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you. And let me just download the attendance and okay, now you can leave.